There is no such amendment in this. It's a kind of, clarification sort of. It's, see the circular dated 24/12/2019. Okay, it's a new clarification, December date. So in this clarification, by this clarification, what they have said, they have just given us the operating procedure in case of non-filers of return. Remember section 62, which we have studied in this chapter, administration, assessment and audit. So first I'll recall the provision of section 62. In that it was written that the section was for assessment of non-filers of return. Okay, now in this section what was stated, it was written that where a registered person fails to file return under section 39, that is monthly or quarterly return, or under section 45, that is final return, and he also fails to comply with the notice that is issued under section 46, okay, in which he is required to furnish the return within a period of 15 days. So he has not complied with section 39 or section 45, and with this notice also, notice under section 46. Then what happens if the proper officer proceed to assess the tax liability of that person according in by passing best judgment assessment order. Okay, so this was given in section 62. So by this clarification, they have just specified as the operating procedure that is required to be followed in case of non-filers of return. Okay, so let's read this. So point number 1, standard operating procedures to be followed in case of non-filers of return. Section 46 of CGST Act, read with Rule 68 of the CGST rules, requires issuance of a notice to a registered person who fails to furnish return under section 39, that is monthly or quarterly return, or 44, that is yearly return, okay, or section 45, that is final return of the CGST Act, requiring him to furnish such return within 15 days. So in the section 46, it is given that if a registered person fails to comply with return under section 39 or 44 or 45, then proper officer furnish him this notice under section 46, and he is to comply with that notice, means he is required to furnish, registered person is required to furnish the return within 15 days. Okay, now what they have written further, section 62 of CGST Act provides for assessment of non-filers who fail to file return under section 39 or section 45, that is final return, even after service of notice under section 46. Okay, now section 62, it's provide that when the non-filers, means when the registered person who fails to file return under section 39 or 45, then section or fails to comply with notice under section 52, then what happens, this proper officer pass the best judgment assessment order. Okay, so no separate notice is required to be issued for best judgment assessment order under section 62 if the return is not filed within 15 days of the issuance of notice under section 46. Okay, if the registered person fails to comply with the notice under section 46, then straight away proper officer will pass the best judgment assessment order without issuing him the notice, means no separate notice will be issued in this case. Okay, if he fails to comply with the notice under section 46. Now what is written, CBIC has issued the following guidelines to ensure uniformity in the implementation of the provisions of law in relation to non-filers of return. So these are the guidelines to ensure uniformity. So first is written, system generated message would be sent to all the registered persons 3 days before their due date to nudge them about the filing of return by the due date. It's a kind of reminder sort of. So one intimation is sent to the registered person 3 days before the due date, so that means in like sort of reminding those registered person to file the return timely. Okay, now what happened, second point is, once the due date for furnishing the return under section 39 is over, a system generated mail or message would be sent to all the defaulters immediately after the due date, to the effect that the said registered person has not furnished his return for the said tax period. The said mail or message is to be sent to the authorized signatory as well as the proprietor or partner or director, karta, etc. Means once the due date has expired, then a mail or message will be sent to all the defaulters, and it will be sent to the authorized signatory as well as the proprietor, partner, director or karta. Okay, message or mail will be sent stating that the registered person has not filed his return for the tax period. Okay, now what happens, after 5 days of the due date of furnishing the return, a notice under section 46 shall be issued electronically to the defaulters, requiring them to furnish return within 15 days. Now, first intimation was given 3 days before the due date. Now, after the expiry of the due date, one mail or message was sent to the authorized signatory or proprietor and all, stating that that person has not filed the furnished the return for the tax period. Now, what happens after the expiry of 5 days from the due date? A notice is sent by to the registered person, means to the defaulter, under section 46, requiring him to furnish the return within 15 days. Now, fourth point is, if the return is not filed within 15 days of the said notice, if the return is not filed within 15 days of the said notice, then what happens? The proper officer may proceed to assess the tax liability of the said defaulter under section 62 to the best of his judgment, taking into account all the relevant material which is available or which he has gathered, and would issue assessment order. The proper officer would upload the summary of such order in the prescribed form. So what happens if the return is not filed within 15 days as stated in the notice? Then the proper officer will assess the tax liability under section 62, means he will assess the tax liability by passing this best judgment assessment order. Okay. Now what happens? Next point is, for the purpose of assessment of tax liability under section 62, proper officer may take into account the following. He will take into account details of outward supplies available in GSTR 1, detail of inward supplies auto populated in GSTR 2A, information available from e-way bills, any other information available from any other source, including inspection under section 71 of the CGST Act. Okay, so he will take account of GSTR supply, means details in GSTR 1, in GSTR 2A, e-way bills, information available for e-way bills, then information available under section 71 of CGST Act. Okay. Now what happens if the defaulter furnishes a valid return? One relaxation is there for this defaulter. If the defaulter furnishes a valid return within 30 days of the service of assessment order, that is best judgment assessment order, under section 62, the said assessment will be deemed to have been withdrawn. So once after passing the best judgment assessment order, means after the proper officer has passed the best judgment assessment order, so if the defaulter has defaulter furnishes the valid return within 30 days of that order, then what happens? This assessment order, the assessment proceedings, that will be withdrawn, but the tax liability that that the registered person is defaulter is supposed to pay, that he has to pay, that all taxes, penalties, interest that he is liable to pay, that he has to pay, but this assessment will be withdrawn, means this assessment proceedings will be withdrawn if he pays within 30 days, then only. Now what is written? If the said return remains unfurnished within the statutory period of 30 days. So other side of this is, if it is not furnished within 30 days from the service of assessment order under section 62, then what happens? Proper officer may initiate proceedings. He will initiate the proceedings under section 78 and recovery under section 79 of the CGST Act. So proceedings will be initiated under section 78, that proceeding section is 78, and recovery of tax section 79, and recovery of tax will be made under section 79. Okay. Now what is given here? Based on the facts available, in some cases the commissioner may resort to provisional attachment to protect revenue under section 83 of the CGST Act before issuance of assessment order under section 62. Now what happens if before issuance of assessment order under 62, if the commissioner finds that it is necessary to attach the property, or something, is to do provisional attachment of the property of the registered person to protect his revenue, then he can do so. Means the commissioner may resort to provisional attachment. He is provisionally attached the property of the registered person, that is the defaulter, to protect the revenue. Okay, before issuance of assessment order, if finds necessary. Then further, proper officer would initiate action under section 29 subsection 2 of CGST Act for cancellation of registration in cases where return has not been furnished for the period specified in section 29. So hope you guys remember section 29, what is written in section 29. Section 29 is the cancellation of registration by proper officer. In that I am just recalling this section once. Just listen properly. In section 29 it was written that a registered person can means the registration will be cancelled in the following cases. First case was the registered person has contravened the provisions of the acts or rules, or if a person paying tax under section 10, that is the composition supply, has not furnished the returns for the 3 consecutive tax periods, then his registration gets cancelled under section 29 too. Third case was any registered person other than the composition supplier has not furnished the return for continuous period of 6 months. Next case was any person who has taken voluntary registration has not commenced business within 6 months from the date of registration. And the last case was given in 29(2) was 29 subsection 2 was the registration has been obtained by means of fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of fact. So let's read this last line again. Further, proper officer would initiate action under section 29 subsection 2 of the CGST Act, means he can cancel the registration of the defaulter for in cases where the return has not been furnished for the period specified under section 29. The period that is specified in 29, that is 3 consecutive tax period for composition supplier, and for other than composition supplier 6 months, continuous period of 6 months. So if the return is not furnished for this much period, then proper officer can cancel the registration of that person, that defaulter. So this was a clarification in this chapter 70, that is assessment and audit. So this completes our amendment in chapter 17, assessment and audit.